What up? It's Jimmy from odds.com. This is a clip from our big NCAA opening lines, early leans show that we shoot every Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern. To watch the entire show, just hit the link on the bottom of the screen. It's available exclusively on odds.com. Let's keep rolling here. We move on to another Big Ten spot that John Ryan has his eye on. Number 12 ranked Indiana. Are they still number 12 ranked Indiana? Let me just see what happened with the movement here. No, now they are 10th ranked Indiana at number 18 Wisconsin. Indiana 5-1 in the Big Ten. Wisconsin 2-1 in the Big Ten. Camp Randall Stadium, Madison, Wisconsin, 42 Fahrenheit, partly cloudy, 8 miles per hour is the wind. Indiana coming off a 27-11 win at home over Maryland. I don't know how I was not. I mean, how many times I've said it this week? Wisconsin had their game at Minnesota canceled due to numerous positive COVID cases in the Gopher program, and now we found out that it's 47 positive cases on the Minnesota football team. They were last seen in a disappointing 17-7 loss at Northwestern 2 weeks ago. Wisconsin 14.5 or 14-point favorites with a total only at 47. Very interesting spot. John Ryan, Big Ten, you picked this game. Take it away.
Yeah, this is a very puzzling line, but I hate the word value because it sounds like you're buying something that is cheap that nobody wants. But Indiana is coming up pretty large on the models, and I'm going to watch this line for the rest of the week too.
Now, sorry to interrupt, John, and I should have mentioned the Penix situation, right? That's the reason why it's opened up at 14.
Yeah, but even still, I didn't think it was going to be that large a number. Indiana's still a pretty darn good team on both sides of the ball, and Wisconsin's only played 3 games, and that was the other point I was going to make. Obviously what you said is monumental, but with that aside, and that's I can take players in and out of the models very easily, so that it knows that it's using a backup, for example, and it looks at those stats. So. This is reflective of that. Even with the power ratings, just scrolling up here, it's 12 with him out. So we're above that, and I think what my gut feeling is telling me here, and this is why I wanted to talk about it, is the betting behavior is going to get enamored with the Badgers. There's no way they can lose this game. They need to win this. So they can get at least 6 games in and be 6-0 to have a chance to compete in the Big Ten championship game, which is the minimum requirement. Ohio State, by the way, is in danger of not getting to 6-2 if something crazy happens. I don't know what the committee is going to do with that. Everywhere I look, there's no mention of any contingency plan. Like, do you let an undefeated 5-0 team into the Final Four? We'll have to wait and see. But over the last 3 seasons, Indiana is 11-1 when playing against a team with a winning record, and that's spanning 3 seasons. So the line, what I'm trying to say here is the line is already reflecting that their quarterback is out. Yet there's been times, I'm sure, in the last 3 years where the quarterback was out, and some of these other trends I'm looking at, it's already priced into the market. So knowing that, and I thought it would come in around 9.5. I was kind of surprised that it was at this high, and I know there'd be a lot of debate to that. But whenever there's injuries and that kind of circumstance that'll impact a line, I immediately think, like I did on Wall Street, that the current price of that stock reflects everything we know plus 6 months into the future. So the betting here is going to be that way, and I think here we could see 15, maybe even higher if this thing gets rolling. So I'm going to wait on it, but I think the play here is to take Indiana. And I just wanted to mention one system here that is I actually don't have it here. I apologize, but
okay, don't worry. And if you grab it, you can pull it up here.
I'll keep looking while the rest of everybody's talking.
For sure. Ramon Scott telling us about Jack Tuttle. Says was our best quarterback here in San Diego County during his senior year at Mission Hills High. A pretty strong program here. Sophomore Jack Tuttle, 6'4", 215 pounds. He's throwing 5 passes this year. Gone 5 for 5, 31 yards, 6.2 average. Last year he threw 11 passes, went 6 for 11, 34 yards. I mean, this guy's been in the program for 2 years, been on the field each year. I think you're right. I think money will just come in on Wisconsin, and we might get a 16.5 here. So wait on Indiana. And then at that point, with this total, such a low total at 47, and you're dealing with a 14-point dog, even that team total over.
Yep.
Would be
that might be the play, Jimmy, because we talked about this before. You get the total coming down, and the favorites being bet, it makes it easier for the dog to cover, mathematically. So that's a good point.
Yeah, I hear that. We got a D block LBC in the house saying he's on the under, that Nolly takes an over on any game. Nolly almost took an over early in the show. There's still time to see if that bet is live. D block. Okay, we have Big Ten action here. Indiana, Wisconsin, Penix out, and Tuttle in. Jack Tuttle in. CMac, Indiana, Wisconsin, take it away.
I'm on the same thing here. I'm just going to wait till this goes up. I know Penix is out, but I think Indiana still is a pretty good football team all the way around. They got a defense that's all right and keep them in games. I think Wisconsin, as we saw, was a little overhyped. They've only played a few games. I just wait here, and I'm probably going to take Indiana. I'm just going to wait.
I like it. Let's hear what Nolly has to say about this spot, Indiana, Wisconsin.
I think this is going to be a tough ask for Tuttle to come in and just replace their quarterback. He's the leading rusher in the Big Ten. Albeit, I mean, will I look to fade him? Not necessarily, because you talk about Indiana, they're very good defensively, only giving up 21 points per game. And that's a strong point also for Wisconsin. So right away, even at this low total, I'm looking at the under, because typically Indiana's throwing the ball 38 times a game, but are they going to allow him to throw it 38 times a game? Maybe we see a little bit more towards the run, but are they going to be successful going against a Wisconsin team only giving up 67 yards on the ground per game? So to me, this game is more indicative to an under, with Wisconsin eating up the clock with their ground and pound type of game and failing a little bit going against a tough defense. So I like the way the defenses are playing, and the fact that the quarterback is out, to me right away, I'm jumping on the under. I see it clicking up. It got up to 47. I like that number.
Interesting. Very interesting breakdown. Also, more story behind the scenes from Tuttle. He was the most celebrated recruit in Utah school history. Left the program as a redshirt freshman. Very interesting. Yeah. The most celebrated recruit in Utah history. Wow. Okay, there we go. And thank you for that heads up there, Ramon Scott and everybody. So, Nolly, you're making this official here, Indiana, Wisconsin?
Yeah, if I get 47, which in my book I can get 47 right now, I'm taking that.
All right. There we go. Under 47, Indiana, Wisconsin.